Today we're going to practice to find the total area of a prism or find an unknown measure when we do have the different measures. So if you have to find the total area of a pentagonal prism with the following measures, if they're giving you the side of the base, they're telling you the side of the base is 6, the apothem is 4.5, the apothem of the pentagon, and the height of the prism is 12. So first you should sketch your prism. So the side of your base here is 6. The apothem of the pentagon is this measure, that's 4.5. And the height of the prism, the height is this, is the distance between the two bases. So if they're asking you to find the total area, so remember that the total area is the sum of the areas of all the faces. So you will have to do the two bases. So these are the two bases. And also you're going to do the lateral area, which is what's around here. All right, so let's look in detail how to calculate that. So what we're looking for is the total area. So I'm going to write it like this. So like I said, is the lateral area plus 2 times the area of the base. Because you see here we have two congruent bases. All right. So how do we find the lateral? So sorry, these are my two bases. And lateral area will be around here. So let's start with the lateral area. So to find the lateral area, I'm going to take the perimeter of my base, which is this, times the height of my prism. So I'm going to write it like this. Perimeter of the base times the height of my prism. Because imagine that if we do all around here, we calculate this and we stretch it along the height, then we're going to find the lateral area. So let's plug in the values that we know. To find the perimeter of our base is a pentagon. So a pentagon has 5 sides. So to find the perimeter, we're going to do 5 times the measure of one side. And our height is the distance between the two bases. So here is 12. So if you do 5 times 6 times 12, you get 30 times 12. So you find that your lateral area is 360. And that's going to be meter square because we are doing area. After that, we have to find the area of the two bases. So I just put a picture here of my base so I can see it. So the area of my base, you can use the formula S times A times N divided by 5, which is the length of the side, the apothem, and the number of sides. Sorry, not divided by 5, divided by 2. If you forgot this formula, you can always see it as a triangle. You see that triangle? It would be base times height divided by 2. And there are 5 triangles like that. So you can also do times 5. You realize that it ends up being the same thing, right? So what we're going to do to find the area of our base is the measure of the side, which is 6, times the apothem, which is 4.5, times the number of sides. Here, because we have a pentagon, we multiply by 5. So if we do 6 times 4.5, 6 times 4.5, we get 13. Wait, just a second. Okay, so 6 times 4.5 is 27, and then we divide that by 2, so we get 13.5. And then we need to multiply that by 5. Oh, okay, wait, sorry. I'm just going to do it again. So I'm going to do it in one calculation. I'm going to do 6 times 4.5 times 5, and I divide that by 2. So I'm going to get 67.5, and again, that's meter square. So when it's time to find the total area, so our total area was the lateral area plus 2 times the area of the base. So let's just plug in our numbers. So the lateral area was 360 plus 2 times the area of our base, which was 67.5. So we get, when we put all of this together, 495. So the question is, what is the total area? So remember to answer the sentence. The total area of, you can write, of the prism is 495 meter square. Now let's look at it. If it's a different way, is if they're giving you the area, but you have to look for the apothem of the base. Okay, you're looking for the apothem of the base of an hexagonal pyramid. So that should ring a bell. Hexagon means that there's going to have 6 sides at the bottom. And they're giving you the following measure. So the side of the base is 5. The apothem of the pyramid is 15. And the total area is 300 centimeters square. So you should always sketch your pyramid first. When you do that, it's going to look like this. So always draw your base first. And then you draw your dot on the top. And then you connect all your sides, not your vertices, to your apex. Okay? So they're giving you the total area. They're telling you that the apothem of the pyramid is 15 and the side of the base is 5. And you know the area, so let's start again with the formula that you know. Write down your formula. So total area is lateral area plus, here we only have one base, area of the base. We know the total area is 300. We don't know the lateral area. We're going to check that out after. And area of the base. So let's try to think about what is the lateral area. So remember, it's an hexagon. So we have to do the perimeter of the base times the apothem of the pyramid. And we divide that by 2. So the perimeter of the base, if you remember, well, you probably have your shape next to you. So it's the side of the base, which is 5 times 6 sides, times the apothem of the pyramid, and we divide that by 2. So plug all of this in your calculator, and you should get 225 centimeters square. Let's look at the area of the base now. Okay, so we know what we have right now. We know that the total area is 300. We know that the lateral area is 225. And we're looking for the area of the base. So how can you figure out the area of the base over here? Well, I want to get rid of that 225. So I can minus 225 on this side, and I'm going to minus 225 on this side. And so remember, whatever you do on one side of the line, you have to do on the other side. So here on my right side, I have area of the base, and that has to be equal to 75. Now, you know the formula for the area of the base, right? The base is an hexagon. So let's write down your formula. It was side times apothem times the number of sides divided by 2. That has to be equal to 75. What do we know in this? We know the side here is 5. And we know that we have 6 sides. So let's plug in what we know. We know the side is 5. We don't know the apothem, but we know we have 6 sides, and that's divided by 2. Now here you have to remember how we solve an equation like this. So this is solving equation. So I'm going to just take a new page so we have more room. So we start with this. 75 is equal to 5 times 8 times 6 divided by 2. So on the top, you can simplify this, right? 5 times 6, because remember, in multiplication, it's commutative, so you can switch around the numbers. So 5 times 6 is 2d times 8 divided by 2. So we are at this step. Now you can see here we have 30 divided by 2. You can do this operation. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So now we're at this step, and we are looking for our apothem here. So 15 is multiplied by your a. So to get rid of it, we need to divide by 15. And remember, right, what we do on the right side, we do it on the left side. So 75 divided by 15, that equals 5. So the question was, find the apothem. So the apothem of the base is 5. Don't forget your unit, centimeter. Have fun practicing with prism and pyramids using the area.